Kagusha is saying, even as a speaker himself, he's not even been paid.
First of all, I want to comment on the issue of Governor Sakaja's order about the release of motorbikes. From where I sit, a governor should not issue orders in vain. There is a tendency in this country where you issue an order, and those who are supposed to implement it go and subject to discussion and agree whether they're going to implement it or not. Whether it's a genuine order or not, they choose whether they're going to implement or not. And sometimes to a point people become bigger than us because we allow them room to become bigger than us. I was in the national government, and sometimes even a county police commander will issue an order to a constable, and he'll refuse to implement it, giving all manner of excuses. And that's how a country slides slowly to become a banana republic. For me, from where I sit, before I give an order, I've looked at it very thoroughly and very carefully. On the issue of motorbikes, many of the motorbikes at the county yards have got nothing to do with criminal offences. Those that were used by criminals are at police stations. Many of the motorbikes at county yards are very, very simple things. They do not pay taxi, and they were found parking in the wrong place. Some of them are just kept there for the owners to come and give money to county officials that are released. When our governor is that directive should be implemented immediately. That's how government operates. But if you go, you are a governor and you are virtually apologizing for every order that you make, and then we have got no government. For me, in this place, there will be no room for that. We would look at things very clearly, so it's going to serve the manager properly, issue appropriate directives, and those directives must be implemented. I know as a governor, the buck stops here. If I issue an illegal directive, the buck stops at my door. But it's not for any of my officers to second guess me. The moment I go public with an issue, my officers must find a way of implementing it and not coming up with the issue and embarrassing me. That one will have I'll have no room for that in Trans Nzoia. That's why I put a lot of lethargy, and nothing moves in the counties. Officers do the only thing that benefit them as officers, as individuals, and nothing that benefits the Mwananchi. So for me, that's what it's going to be. Issue orders that they must be implemented. That's why you go out there to look for votes and you're elected by the people, not to come here and be second guessed by bureaucrats that you appoint.
Governor, there's another issue in terms of money that comes to the counties. In fact, Kagusha was saying that one of the challenges you're going to face is money is not remitted to your county on time. So even if you wanted to do something, it will not be done.
That's correct. Delays delays in disbursement of funds can delay the implementation of projects, but delays in disbursement cannot be the reason for pending bills. The moment you commit government funds, those funds must stay there without being used for any other purpose. But in many county governments, an officer will commit government funds, issue LPOs, and when something else comes up, they spend the same funds for a different purpose. That's how pending bills come up. Disbursement, slow or late disbursement of funds from the national government can never be the basis for pending bills, because all the money have been budgeted for and approved by the National Assembly and the Senate eventually must land in county coffers. So therefore, the issue of saying maybe funds were delayed and therefore you have got pending bills, for me, is neither here nor there. We must have discipline and go back to the old days where government documents meant something. In the past, a contractor will move to any bank with an LPO and they'll be given money equivalent to that LPO. Today, no serious banking institutions respect documents from county governments, because we are basically run like kiosks. You commit government funds, tomorrow those funds are not in the books. You spend them for something else. What we need are not excuses. We need financial discipline, and the buck must stop somewhere. If the chief finance officer finance or the guy in charge of procurement and the committee government to funds that are not even available, not budgeted for, you must actually be held responsible. So for me, really, I'll only urge the national government to release funds on time so that our projects are implemented quickly. We are still running out of time. Our country is sliding back into poverty, and yet our county government was supposed to sort out some of these basic things.
And what about the Council of Governors? Because Kagusha also mentioned that the Council of Governors had been failing in their strength as a collective unit to bargain for things that strengthen devolution. What is your view on the Council Governors' performance?
We got it wrongly when we used the wrong yardstick to measure performance. I think people believe that a strong chairman of the COG is the one who's always at loggerheads with the national government and fighting with cabinet secretaries and principal secretaries. Basically talking at government, national government, and not talking to national government. I'm sure if we had sober people, very rational people can engage very constructively with the national government. Even this issue of late disbursement of funds will be a thing of the past. But if you want to test the might of the national government, I'm sure just come out as the loser, because the national government can just choose to delay. The way they've been doing, you find the chairman who's fighting the national government, then the national government. Okay, some they're also petty. You personalize issues and then punish the entire county government leadership throughout the county. So for me, I believe that with better leadership that's ready to negotiate with the national government, we will see less noise and more progress in terms of ensuring that the resources from the national government are actually enhanced and come at the right time. So the parameters for me to use on the effectiveness of a COG chair is not the one who shouts the most, the one who insults the most. People talk of Isaac Ruto having been effective. What was his effectiveness? He was shouting, but the funds were not being released. And even the subsequent ones, they've just been shouting at national government, they're not getting the funds. I think we can negotiate better. And